We had the global unveil of the Mahindra BE6E and the XEV9E, and both of the models have a lot of technical highlights to talk about. On the entertainment front as well, there's going to be Dolby Atmos. To tell me more about Dolby Atmos, we have Mr. Javier from Dolby, and let's get straight to it. Javier, if you could just break it down, what exactly is Dolby Atmos?
So Dolby Atmos is an immersive sound experience. It's a way of creating music that is more immersive. It's 3D. It has a little bit of depth and separation that allows you to experience a lot more detail in the music. It's what we call the object audio. So each of the sounds is a separate object that's separated in space. So unlike stereo, that's like a very frontal experience that you get hit. This is something that is all around you. It's the closest you can get to experiencing live music.
Right. And is is all kinds of music compatible with Dolby Atmos, or does it have to be recorded or maybe encoded in a particular way?
Well, Dolby Atmos music needs to be created in Dolby Atmos.
Right.
So actually, it's something that's created in the studio by the artist and the mixer, and it's not something that's just software processing. It's a mix that's made for Dolby Atmos. So it's either a new creation in Dolby Atmos, or you can go back to your catalog. A lot of artists are actually doing that. They're taking their biggest hits and remixing them in Atmos because it's something that you experience in the studio and you create in the studio. And then, of course, you need to have a service that takes it to the customer, and then you need to be able to experience it. And that's why this car is such a great experience, because you take this music that was created in the studio and you experience it just like it was in the studio with the car. And of course, we all love listening to music in the car. It's one of the places where people listen to the music most often.
Right.
So it's very unique. It's actually an ideal environment for this. And it's not just music. Once you have this environment for music, you can create podcasts, audiobooks,
Right.
and all kinds of audio experiences.
Right. And just to get an understanding from an engineering point of view, what on the Mahindra platform has enabled getting Dolby Atmos, or is it something which can be equipped on any model?
No, actually, you do need to design it specifically for Atmos. So in the case of Mahindra, they've actually designed what we call a 5.1.2 experience, which means that there's like 5 surrounds and you have overheads and then you have the subwoofer. And so that requires a certain speaker layout that in this case has been tuned by Harman. So it's a pretty unique experience.
Right.
And that's what allows you to have this immersive feel. One of the great things about Atmos is that it's flexible. So you have different configurations, but it needs to be tuned for that car configuration. In this case, it's tuned for this speaker layout, but if you had a different speaker layout,
Right.
you would actually, when you tune in the software, you tune it for that specific layout.
Right. And could you just tell us a bit of the specifications of the sound system on board the Mahindras?
No, I mean, that's something that's Harman's territory.
Right. Right.
So if you talk to Harman, they'll be able to give you all the details about that.
Right.
What we design is the experience that
Right.
basically takes this creation in the studio and brings it to the car.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's Harman that's doing all the technical layout of the car.
Right. Got it.
So they're one of our licensees, and
Right.
they implement our solutions.
And just to get an understanding, you said that not all songs can be heard to the full effect of Dolby Atmos, but is that true for certain softwares that you use to stream the music? Is it limited
I mean,
only?
once the studio creates a Dolby Atmos file, the great thing about the Dolby Atmos format is then you can send it over to the user,
Right.
and if they have an Atmos compatible system,
Right.
then you can play it back. Whether it's home system or a car system or even headphones, you can play it back on headphones from your mobile.
Okay.
But it needs to be something that was created in the studio originally by the mixer
Right.
and the artist.
Right. And just to simplify things for our viewers, is it something that will work maybe on using wireless connectivity if you connect Apple Music to your infotainment system
I mean,
wirelessly?
Apple Music is one of the systems that actually has
Right.
Dolby Atmos music.
Right.
So they're one of the main ways in which people experience Atmos, and in a way that's why one of the reasons why it's so popular on the iPhone. It's because iPhone users tend to have Apple Music,
Right.
and yeah.
So it's not limited only to the onboard apps. You can use an Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
I
and-
mean, today the car doesn't have that feature available.
Right.
But of course, CarPlay is compatible with this, so I would expect that eventually car OEMs will adopt it.
Right.
but today it's a built-in app in the car.
Okay. And just looking forward, what next can we expect?
Oh, there's a lot more coming from Dolby now. As you know, we have another technology called Dolby Vision that brings a richer visual experience.
Right.
So we've also launched that already with some car OEMs in China.
Right.
And so we expect, as cars become more autonomous and more self-driving, people will be looking for richer entertainment experiences.
Right.
So I expect you'll see a lot more, Dolby entertainment in cars everywhere.
Right. Great. Nice to hear you speak about it, and I will be experiencing it very shortly.
Oh, I'm sure you will love it. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice
for talking
meeting
to
you.
us.
Thank you.